In this video, we will learn about the chapter Federalism. Learners, what is federalism? Federalism is a way of organizing a nation so that two or more levels of government have formal authority over the land and people. Federalism is a method of government that allows two or more entities to share control over the same geographic region. It is a system of government in which the power is divided between a central authority and various constituent units of the country. Usually, a federation has two levels of government. One is the government for the entire country that is usually responsible for a few subjects of common national interest. The others are governments at the level of provinces or states that look after much of the day-to-day administering of their state. Both these levels of government enjoy their power independent of the other. And what is unitary system? In this form of administration, there is only one level of government over the whole country. If there are more subunits, they are subordinates to central. Here, central government passes on the orders to other levels of government, provincial or the local government. Example, the United Kingdom. So learners, what is federal system? In this form of administration, there are two levels of government, central, national and state. The central government cannot order the state government to do something. There are two different types of law: central and state laws. State government has powers of its own for which it is not answerable to the central government. Example, USA. Learners, you can refer to this map here to see which countries have federal system and which have unitary system. What are the key features of federalism? Federalism means having multiple levels of government. Each level has its own area and subjects of control, which is jurisdiction, in making laws, collecting taxes, etc. The Constitution tells what each level can do, making sure they have power and authority. Big changes to the Constitution need approval from all levels of government. Courts settle disagreements between different levels of government. The federal system thus has dual objectives: to safeguard and promote unity of the country, to accommodate regional diversity. Therefore, two aspects are crucial for the institutions and practice of federalism. Governments at different levels should agree to some rules of power sharing. They should also trust that each would abide by its part of the agreement. Now, what are the types of federalism? There are two kinds of routes through which federations have been formed. Coming together, federation. It involves independent states coming together on their own to form a bigger unit. It helps to maintain sovereignty and security. Each state is equally strong. Example, USA, Switzerland and Australia. Holding together, federation. It is where a large country decides to divide its power between the constituent states and the national government, that is, country is divided into states for better administration. It helps for accommodation of diversity. Some states might be given more power. The ultimate power lies in the hand of the center. So, what makes India a federal country? Division of powers. Some states are given more powers. Written constitution. Union territories. Jurisdiction. Levels of government. The Indian Constitution has three lists to distribute legislative powers between the central or union government and the state governments. These three lists reflect federalism by dividing legislative powers between the central and state governments, fostering cooperative governance while preserving autonomy and addressing both national and regional concerns. Learners, let's see what these three lists are. First is Union List. It is exclusively under central government's jurisdiction. It covers national matters like defense, foreign affairs, banking, communications, currency. Second, State List. It is solely within state government's domain. It encompasses local issues such as police, trade, commerce, agriculture, irrigation. Third is the concurrent list. It has shared jurisdiction between union and state governments. In this, union laws prevail in case of conflict. It addresses common interests like education, forest, trade unions, marriage, adoption, succession. And what are residuary powers? These are subjects which do not fall under these three lists. Union government alone has the power to make laws. For example, computer software. So learners, how is federalism practiced in India? By creating linguistic states which has made administration easier. New states have been created since 1947. No language has been given the status of national language by the Constitution. Restructuring of power sharing between center and state. Rise of regional political parties and coalition government has led to a new culture of power sharing. Threefold distribution of legislative powers. Now, let's learn about the linguistic states. The first challenge faced after independence was linguistic states. In 1947, the areas, boundaries and names of several old states of India were changed in order to create new states. New states were formed on the basis of language and culture. Who spoke the same language lived in the same state. Examples: Gujarat, West Bengal and Bihar. Some states were formed on the basis of ethnicity and geography, such as Nagaland, Uttarakhand and Jharkhand. The second test for Indian Federation is the language policy. Despite not designating a national language, the Constitution identified Hindi as the official language, with plans to cease English for official purposes by 1965. However, in response to concerns, the central government agreed to maintain the use of English alongside Hindi for official communication, avoiding the imposition of Hindi on states with diverse linguistic backgrounds. Lastly, let's learn about the decentralization in India. India's vastness necessitated an additional tier of government beyond the federal and state levels. To address this, a third tier, known as local government, was established. Initiated in 1992, the rural local government, called Panchayati Raj, comprises directly elected representatives known as Panch and a Sarpanch. Urban areas have municipal corporations, while rural areas have Panchayati Raj, enabling direct participation in decision-making at the local level. This decentralized system stands as the world's largest democratic experiment, empowering citizens at the grassroots level. Now, here's a secret on how you can study effectively with the EduRev app. You can learn with chapter notes, watch video lectures, and solve NCERT-based MCQ tests of this chapter on EduRev. And that's not all, you also get amazing courses for Class 10 and much more for your Class 10 preparation. Thank you.